Good afternoon. Coming to you from the studio at Medford High School, alongside Carlos Loredo, I am James Cluggish, and welcome to On the Sideline. This is the only talk show that is all about Medford High School sports. As school kicks off, teams are starting their preparations for an intense fall season.
This show is made in part by the Film and TV Production Shop and Medford Community Media. There are 9 fall season teams at Medford High School. This show will take a look at all of them and give an update on how every team is doing in their season. We will bring in athletes to interview and give a closer look at every sport.
The golf team had their first match yesterday. With a sport like golf, pulling the weight for your team is crucial. Yesterday, the golf team tied with Lynn English.
Now, looking at some of the upcoming games for the other sports, football has their first game in Lowell on Friday the 6th. Last year, Medford went 5-3 and was ranked 30th in Division 4, which is the best record they've had for a long time. We will definitely be talking more about this team and talking with the players in future episodes. Greater Lowell Tech last year went 1-7 and placed 29th in Division 5. It should be an intense game, but I believe with how Medford played last season, they should be able to come out with a win here in Week 1.
Definitely lots of hype going into this season. All the hard work that was put in last year, coming out with a successful season, is making this season seem like it could be something special. When asking about the season, Guilherme Martin said, "Our motivation right now is to win for our coach, Joe. He passed away a couple months ago. Our motivation has been to win for him. I know how that can hurt a community, and having that motivation is going to push them to bigger and better things this year." He goes on about the team's past and says Medford football hasn't won a first away game in over 12 years, which shows how groundbreaking it is to not only have a successful season last year, but to also be prepared to do better this year.
The volleyball season starts on Monday with their home opener against Lynn Classical. It was a tough season last year for girls volleyball as it went 4-15 and were 49th in Division 1. Although there are high hopes for this season upcoming. What a great start it would be if they can come away with a win against a team like Lynn Classical, who went 17-3 in Division 3 last year. One of the seniors on the varsity team, Savannah Nass, says, "Volleyball is a game of trust because winning happens when every player has each other's back. It is very important for everyone on a team to trust each other so that they can focus more on winning instead of worrying about who has their back."
Last year, the band struck gold, winning the Division II New England Championships. They have been good for a long time, but last year they finally found their stride and won it all. We spoke with one of the band leaders, Ben Verts. This is what he had to say about the championship and the season coming up.
One of the reasons that we were so successful last year is we just really focused on the basics. We went as simple as we could. We did rehearse quite a bit, but we also really took a step back and just really focusing down on each of the little things that we do and then building them back up into a whole. The ability for our show this year was it was built up way more. So our show this year is very similar to our show last year from a composition standpoint. It's very similar in difficulty. That's heightened because we have so much more experience so that we're able to put out a better performed show, as a lot of us have much more experience and we're much more returning members. After losing our band director, there are some concerns, but also a lot of really good things can come from that. We can gain better perspectives on things. It's a new set of eyes on this, basically the same band with more people. Concerns, I mean, obviously there's adjustment pains and just different experiences coming into it. Personally, after meeting with Mr. Dampier and rehearsing with him for something like 3 weeks now, I'm very excited for this season. It's going very well.
The cross-country team had some practice races earlier this week, and their first official race is Wednesday, September 11th at McDonald Park against Lynn English, a home opener for a team full of stars. One of the biggest stars on the team is Emma Beardsley, who talked about the expectations for this season. She said, "I think we're going to win with the league we're going to win the league meet, hopefully, and bring a good team to divisionals.
The crew team has been on the rise recently. Before COVID, the team struggled with numbers and dedication, but ever since Coach Stavros has joined, the team has done nothing but win. After losing a coach last year, the team feels even more confident this year. The first regatta is head of the Hudson in Albany, New York on September 22nd.
Lastly, both the girls and boys soccer teams had a game on Thursday, and here are the results. Medford girls ended up going 1-0 against Everett, with Josiah Koyate scoring the goal, while the boys team ended up going 4-3 against Everett, while being down 3-0 at the half. It was a wonderful comeback to the open season. Everett allowed 2 own goals, and then Medford's Marcelo and Joao scored the first of the season.
The next game for the soccer teams is on Tuesday, September 10th. The girls will be home against Lynn English. Last year, the Medford girls went 9-7, coming in 45th in the Division I power rankings, which was 6 spots higher than Lynn, who went 0-17 and came in 51st spot. The boys will be in Lynn against Lynn English, who went 3-9-4 last year. Now we are happy to introduce Cece Colombo, a girls soccer captain who plays defense.
Good afternoon, Cece. As the season gets underway, what are the differences between the two teams that you see from the last 2 years?
So it's been pretty similar to previous years in like the way that it's like functions. Basically, like practices are pretty similar to how they've been in the past because we have the same coaching staff and like kind of like the same just systems in general and like values. But the people is kind of what's changed. Like we really miss the class of 23 and the class of 24. Like we miss them a lot, but still we've got like 3 great freshmen that came in and they're on our team and we love them. And a big difference was like for my freshman year, there was the freshmen and the sophomores who are now the juniors and seniors, and like we were good back then, but now we've grown as people and players, and now we're a lot better overall.
Moving into more of a leadership role, what responsibilities have you taken to make the team more successful?
Becoming more of like a welcoming person to the like younger girls.
What do you think the season holds in the future? And if you have any games that are scheduled that you are excited for to play, or if like worried about, or
I think this season is going to be super good and really fun because we have a really good team this year. And I think it's going to be a little bittersweet because the seniors that I've been playing with, I've been playing with them pretty much my whole life. We've all been playing together a really, really long time. And we're kind of like a family, and we all love each other.
You can be a little bit aggressive on the field. How will you use that enforcer stance to help your season now?
Well, I'm pretty like passionate about soccer, and I can get a little into the game a little bit intensely, and I think that it's a good factor to have in the game, as it kind of shows the other players how you can like just like get in there.
The game against Everett last night was pretty aggressive. Can you give us some insight on how that went?
Well, first of all, we won 1-0, so there is that. So we ended up winning the tussle, but it was very intense. There was a couple battles. One of the freshman girls, Erin, she's Erin Alves. She has a sister on the team, Caitlin Alves, and she was getting pushed around a little bit, and you know that sisterly intuition, she was looking out for her, and then the rest of the team started looking out for her too.
Thank you to everyone in the studio and everyone who has given a quote or time to make this possible. A special thank you to Oumniya, who helped with the design. We really appreciate the support from the studio. Next to James Cluggish, I am Carlos Loredo saying so long, and we will see you on the sideline.